Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. And you are welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in. Sit down if you can find a seat, and welcome to Monday's edition of the dceu Daily. Now, today is April the 1st, is April Fool's Day. Welcome to an April Fool's Day free zone. I nearly hate April Fool's Day as much as I hate Valentine's Day. Why do I hate April Fool's Day? Because the internet is a place of information. So once you have a day or half a day of misinformation done as humour, it doesn't matter. It's misinformation. I mean, I barely go onto Twitter. I've done my good morning tweets. I've gone up there, shared a few things. I will not go on there unless once I do my daily Smallville rewatch, I'll go on there and post a few things about the episode I'm watching Progeny, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not interested in misinformation. So basically, this is a safe space. I'm not going to say anything false. So on today's dceu Daily, we are going to talk about the Joker movie, and then we are going to talk about Warner Brothers' side of the Snyder Cut. We're going to talk about how they're seeing this situation with Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. But first, let's talk about the Joker movie. The Joker movie will officially be a Joker origin movie. Now, the Joker doesn't really have an origin, as far as I know. I think the Under the Red Hood is a kind of origin for him, but not really. So it's very interesting that they're going to do this origin movie. Now, a lot of diehard Batman fans, Joker fans will maybe be saying, well, I'm not happy about this. The Joker shouldn't have an origin story. But I believe these people making this film know what they're doing. Now, the question that has to be asked, because the rumours are this is just a standalone movie. Joaquin Phoenix will play this character once, and that's it. But will he? Or will he get other movies? Will he be in other movies in DC, on the DC Black Label? It's all very intriguing and very interesting, isn't it? But Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro in a Joker movie, I'm sorry, I'm pumped. I'm so excited. I think the genius of Peter Safran and Walter Hamada to create a DC Black Label is brilliant because it's an expansive situation. You don't just have one franchise. You have these different DC universes releasing films. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that what we want? Of course it is. So very excited. So it's going to be an origin movie. It's going to be released in October. And the nearer we get to that date, and actually this film is released on my birthday of October 26th. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait for that. Now, the main event, as usual, is Snyder Cut chat. So let's talk about, with no further ado, let's talk about the Snyder Cut. So how do Warner Brothers themselves see the Snyder Cut? It started off at the beginning that they were playing the denial card. It doesn't exist. They weren't coming out and saying it themselves, but they were using their connections within the media sites to do it for them. But unfortunately for them, those of us on the right side of history who have been fighting to get Zack's version of the Justice League movie out have won the war. We have because we had Zack Snyder on our side. Because if it became a situation from the very beginning that Zack was coming out and saying, look, and there is no other cut, I didn't film any footage, but we know that's a lie. We even have that sizzle reel, don't we? That sizzle reel that shows them finishing filming in London and Zack thanking everyone and Jason Momoa grabbing Diana's sword and being a bit of a clown. That's there. We know it was they officially wrapped filming on Zack's version of the Justice League movie. So there can be no denials. Of course, there's a Snyder Cut. If he filmed his own bloody movie, it's ridiculous. How can you even deny that? So they lost that battle, but it was really a battle that Kevin Sugihara was playing against the fans, the DCEU fans, the Zack Snyder fans. So he lost, he's gone. So where are we now? What are Warner Brothers? What are the new Warner Brothers, if you like? What is their perception? What is their point of view in terms of the Snyder Cut? Well, it's simple. AT&T now own Warner Brothers. It's now called Warner Media, as we all know. Now, if you don't know who AT&T are, they're a communications company with a proud history of really good customer services. Now, they've brought this attitude in with Warner Media, which means they want to please their customer. And you're noticing this now, the way they marketed Aquaman, and especially Shazam, the way Zachary Levi has been on Twitter, helping people who suffer with depression, replying to tweets. I mean, how many tweets was Brie Larson replying to? Hey, go and find out, and you'll see not very many. And only the ones that say, oh, you're so lovely, Brie. So basically, they've got a good situation. That what's been going on with Shazam and the marketing and what we've seen on the premieres and things like that shows that Warner Media want to make sure there's a great relationship between them and their customer. So their attitude will surely be to give the fans what they want. We want the Snyder Cut. So this is why I've believed ever since really they bought the company that we will see the Snyder Cut, because they put the customer first. Customer relations, how the customer perceives them, is very important to them. And if you do own a business or you manage a business like I've done in the past, it's very important you have a good relationship. It's very important I have a good relationship with you, my subscribers, or there's no point. It's very important I do videos that you want to see. So with the kind of views that I get, which average from about 50 to 200 at times, I know that people want to see DCEU videos. If I do a Manchester United video, I get 10, 15 views. I love Manchester United. I'll do videos now and again. If I do an EastEnders video, I might get 30 to 50 views. So there's a difference. But mainly, I started this channel and I started doing DCEU videos because I'm a DC fan. I love superheroes. I love films. And that is my passion. So as someone running something, you always must look to your customers to see what they want. So I love talking about the DCEU, but I also noticed that people want to watch these videos. I don't get the level of likes I'd like to, but hey, that's up to you. If you don't want to like my material, you don't have to. It's okay. It's cool. So I've really been looking into AT&T, and this is why I'm confident they will release the Snyder Cut. So I think behind closed doors now, they are discussing it, and they're trying to find a workable plan to do this. But how do they do this? I discussed the options yesterday. Release Zack's original version, which is meant to be over 3 hours. Now, if you've got over 3 hours of footage, you can actually create a Justice League 2, because there's enough different footage to do it. First of all, Darkseid. And a different type of... You see, Steppenwolf in Zack's cut of Justice League is a much different entity. You find... He says mother a lot in the Justice cut, right? If you don't know anything about comics, you're not going to know what he's talking about. I barely did, but I just accepted it. But in Zack's cut, you'll find out what he's going on about. Why is he collecting these, these boxes for his mother? Well, you'd know that in Zack's cut because it's explained, right? So there's a lot of things that can be done with this. I personally think just the Snyder cut of the Justice League will probably be a better idea, but I'd also like it spun into a Justice League 2. That would be very interesting to me. Warner Brothers have options here. So let's just say they want to release this film as the Snyder Cut, as a film of its own right, another version of the Justice League. They can do that. Now, the question's always been, do they release this cinematically or do they quietly release it on home video? Well, if they don't want to make a big deal out of this, they can just release it on home video, because with companies as well, they don't like admitting to making mistakes. But the great thing for AT&T is they now own Warner Brothers. They weren't here. They weren't owning Warner Brothers when this calamity happened with Kevin Sugihara. They have removed Kevin Sugihara, so that is no longer a problem. So the leadership of Warner Brothers now isn't responsible for what happened with Zack Snyder and him being removed. That was solely Kevin Sugihara. We all know that now. So there's a situation now where how do we proceed as fans fighting for the Snyder Cut? We have still got to tread carefully. We are getting bigger victories now because everyone's talking about it. All levels of media, from up there to down there, are talking about this This has become a fascinating discussion now. And once a discussion becomes fascinating, the media become very, very interested in it. So this is becoming a battle we can win. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. But I'd say, doesn't mean it doesn't give us the right to keep on tagging Warner Brothers and being rude. Be respectful. Be intelligent. Use your brains. We can see Zack's cut of Justice League. It will happen, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with having some manners, is there? So thank you very, very much. Have you contacted Warner Brothers about the Snyder Cut? Let me know what you've said. Let me know what you think about Joaquin Phoenix in Todd Phillips' Joker movie. Are you excited for it? Are you mad? Are you as pumped as I am about it? Comment down below. Please like, share, and of course, subscribe so you never miss a video.